Sheesh. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of the Corner Store. It's your boy, Gerald Cadet. Good episode we're gonna have today. I have a lot to talk about. I've been MIA for, I guess, a couple of reasons, but I'm here now. I'm here. That's all that matters. You see, I have my plan for my episode, but I'm thinking, should I switch it up a little bit? I'm trying to make an audible on the spot. So I think I'm gonna leave one topic out for next week because I think it's gonna, when you guys understand for next week's episode, it's gonna make sense. Okay. So first, let's talk about First of all, I want to say welcome back to the NFL. I haven't talked about the NFL in like a year, and it's if you guys seen my I'm back video. That's the reason. So I don't have to. I'm not going to go into it. That's the reason. So regardless, the NFL's back. Week 1 was. Week 2 was. So I'm going to talk about something that really, really opened my eyes last week of week 2. What opened my eyes last week of week 2, and it's crazy because it was the final game of the night, of Sunday night. Lamar Jackson finally beat Patrick Mahomes. For years, it's been Lamar started 2018. 2018 he won the MVP. 2019, yeah. So 2018, Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes have been going at it. Patrick Mahomes has always got the better of Lamar Jackson, but Sunday night, and I had to put this in perspective, I had to add this, I should say. Going into Sunday night, everybody thought it was going to be the same old story, but the football gods were like, nah, hold up, Lamar Jackson, dare I say it, in his own ways on the same tier as Patrick Mahomes. It's kind of like the time Peyton Manning finally beat Tom Brady in the playoffs in 2006. I'm not gonna lie. At halftime, I basically stopped watching. I stopped watching the game because I was like, "Oh, it's just gonna be Patrick Mahomes, what he always does, which I don't understand because I'm not high on the Chiefs defense as a lot of people say. The Chiefs defense is overrated. The Chiefs, there's no linebackers. Chris Jones to me is overrated. Tyrann Mathieu is the best player that plays defense, but the best defense player on the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes. But Lamar Jackson always seems to have a problem against the Chiefs defense. Still to this day, I don't understand why. So for him to come back down, I think halftime it was 24-14, I believe, around that. I think that was the score. And for the Ravens team to rally around Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, I want to put this. I like Lamar Jackson. Contrary to a lot of opinions, no names, but I like Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback. He's fun to watch. But the problem with Lamar Jackson, at the end of the day, can he win a game in the pocket for you? That's one thing. But here's the thing. Teams try to make. Can I say that for real? I'll have to double check on that because I seen the Titans do it. I seen the Bills do it. Try to make Lamar Jackson a pocket quarterback. And Lamar Jackson, I think because of how evasive he is, you really, and this is weird to say, you really have to play not flag football, but like a sugar rush with him. So you can't try and sack him because if you try and sack him and you miss, that makes it the contain aspect of the game, it breaks down. So he has free game to run anywhere. And it's a quote that John Gruden. I don't think I've ever heard John Gruden say it himself, but Warren Sapp used to say it. He used to say, "Oh, whenever the Bucks would play the Falcons, are you guys gonna buy tickets to watch Michael Vick, or are you guys gonna actually play Michael Vick?" A lot of teams, they try to buy tickets to watch Lamar Jackson because you break the contain gets broken. You guys are not sound in your rushing lanes. Lamar Jackson just bounces out. Like he's running in between tackles now. Like he's running in ISO plays now. So it's difficult. I understand it's difficult to stop Lamar Jackson. Because of that, the way Lamar Jackson is playing the game of football right now, and watching the game on Sunday made me like really understand how amazing of a quarterback he is. Is he in my top 5 quarterbacks right now? And I don't have him there, but I understand his value. I understand this man. Me personally, Gerald Cadet, needs to put respect on this man, Lamar Jackson's name. And I will do that from now on, because the way this man changes the way you have to play defense. First of all, it's hard to play defense anyway. You have to be sound. You have to be technically sound. You have to be able to know your aiming points. So basically from chest to, I guess, upper knee area. Have to know that. Have to know, like, technique-wise. You have to know where to place your hands. All that stuff. It's hard to play defense in the NFL. But now you're going up against a player like Lamar Jackson, where at any point, and the thing is, he's not looking to run the ball. You watch his games, he's not looking to run the ball. He is looking down the field, looking for who's open down the field, looking for his favorite target, Mark Andrews, or looking for Hollywood Brown. He is looking down the field. But once he sees a rusher not in his rushing lane, so a D tackle, there's 4 down linemen, a D tackle not in the 3 technique, not in the B gap, playing the B gap 3 technique, whatever, he's gonna go right into that. He's not like I said, he's not scared to go in between tackles. On Sunday night, he had a couple runs going in between the tackles. And at the end of the day, he wants it. That's the worst thing about Lamar Jackson. He wants it. So you have a quarterback who could run in between tackles. He wants to throw the ball. But at the end of the day, he wants to get it by any means necessary. That's someone that you have to admire. And for as well as he's been in the regular season, the question is the playoffs. But before Sunday, or I guess after Sunday, the question is the playoffs. How does his game translate into the playoffs? Before that, it was, yeah, you're good, but you haven't had success in the playoffs, and then the quarterback to beat, you haven't beaten him. Patrick Mahomes. First of all, right now, to me, the Chiefs, I guess you could say by default, the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC, because there's no team in the AFC at this moment. It's early in the season. It's only week 3. But there's no team in the AFC that you could definitively say is better than the Chiefs. The Bills are having struggles. The Chargers, I'm going to talk about them a little later, but the Chargers aren't the team that you see. The Titans are having struggles. I believe they're getting back on track, but I don't believe that the Titans are a definitive competitor against the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are basically by default the best team in the NFL. The best team in the AFC. However, there's so many holes. Their defense hasn't been good for 4 years. 4 years. The last time their defense was good was when they had Eric Berry, Tamba Ali, and Justin Houston. Those, and what was his name? The linebacker, Derek Johnson. That's the last time the Chiefs defense was good. Ever since then, the Chiefs defense has not been good. Like I said, Chris Jones is overrated. He's a great player. He's a good player. I'm not gonna say great. He's a good player, but he's not they try to put him on the same level as a Aaron Donald, JJ Watt. He is not that. He's I don't want to disrespect the guy, but he's not Cameron Jordan either. And that's no disrespect to Cameron Jordan. Cameron Jordan is elite. Offensively, right now, what teams are doing, they're playing the too high shell. You could take anything underneath. We're taking away. That's the reason why Travis Kelce's doing so good. Fantasy owners, you should have picked up Travis Kelce with your first pick. They're taking away Tyreek Hill because Tyreek Hill is the home run hitter. Tyreek Hill is the deflator in terms of when he catches the ball, because most of the time he's going to catch the ball is going to be 50 yards. I mean, 50-yard bomb. The reason why they won on week 1 against the Cleveland Browns, that 60-yard miracle throw where literally Tyreek Hill was he was in the right place at the right time. Their teams are going to take away Tyreek Hill. Teams are going to say, hey, Tyreek Hill's not going to get nothing deep. You guys could run the ball. You guys could pass it to Kelce. Let's just tackle. That's it. That's all teams are going to do to them. And I believe teams are not scared of the Kansas City Chiefs. They're scared of Patrick Mahomes, but the Kansas City Chiefs as a whole, they're not scared of. They know the defense is not that great. They know that they know that basically the only thing to do on this team is stop Patrick Mahomes. That's it. That's all you got to do. Stop Patrick Mahomes, which is hard. It's better said than whatever that saying is. Whatever. So where do the Ravens go from here? I remember, I can't think of the game exactly, but I remember, I believe it was against the Steelers. There was a game 2 years ago. I don't think it was last year. It was 2 years ago. The Steelers. The Ravens went into Heinz Field. Yeah, they went into Heinz Field. They beat the Steelers down. Rivalry game. The Steelers at the time are the cream of the crop of the AFC North. For them to beat the Steelers was magnificent. Then they lay an egg on the Cleveland Browns the next week. The thing with the Ravens these past couple seasons I've seen, after a big win, and if you guys seen the ending of the game, the fumble, Lamar Jackson going for a 4th and 3, they celebrated like they won the Super Bowl. Granted, like I said, that game on Sunday night was a big game. Like, they have all right, because that's the team. That's the bar. That's the standard. That's the team that you need to beat. You need to believe that you could beat them. So beating them in the regular season, if you guys play them down in the playoffs, you guys could be like, yes, we beat them already. We could do it again. We know the formula to beat them. We could do it again. But now they're going to be in a trap game this weekend against the Detroit Lions. Do I think they're going to beat the Detroit Lions? Yes, I do. But the Ravens always have these little subtle drops. Will I be shocked if they lose to the Lions? No, I won't. No, I will not. That same way that I was shocked that they lost to the Browns. There was a game last year where they had a big win and then they lost the next week. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but the Ravens, what I've seen these past couple seasons, the Ravens dwell on their big highs, and when they're low, it's hard for them to get up. So for the Ravens need to stay focused, understand it was a week 2 game. Yeah, it was fun that we finally proved to the world that we could beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, but now let's stay focused. The truth is Detroit Lions week. Lamar, I think. And then also you got to know Lamar Jackson dealing with an injury bug. Now there's complaints because of he had a sore hip after his flip, and during the game time. Well, yeah, the game winning touchdown, I guess you'll call it. But we're gonna see. Like I said, congratulations to Lamar Jackson in particular, because that's the rivalry everybody wants to deem as the next best big quarterback rivalry. Is it Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson? I personally don't think that should be the rivalry that everybody should be glamored over. it's a good rivalry. It's a good story to tell. It's a good moneymaker. Both guys are dynamic. Both guys are box office. But I think the quarterback matchup I think Lamar Jackson is better paired with Josh Allen. Whereas for Patrick Mahomes, if you want to oversell a matchup, even though it won't happen this year, but Patrick Mahomes versus Deshaun Watson should be the connector. That to me is more Peyton versus Tom. That to me is more Peyton versus Tom. Deshaun Jordan, I'm calling Deshaun Jordan right now. Shout out my boy. Hopefully what's going on in his personal life, the allegations, all that stuff, hopefully that gets taken care of. And we see this guy back on the field. Hopefully he gets traded. If not, hopefully the Texans organization and him work things out, because the Texans do have a good team. And I think they need a Deshaun Watson to propel the team to, I don't want to say playoffs, but fighting for the playoffs. Both guys are dynamic. Patrick Mahomes is the Mike Tyson, the Conor McGregor. I don't want to say Conor McGregor, but John Bones Jones, the heavy hitter. He's the heavy hitter that everybody knows about, everybody glamorizes over, everybody is all the adjectives that you have for Patrick Mahomes, because there's so many that you could use. And then to a lesser degree, because the team is not that well ran or organizationally, you have Deshaun Watson, who is just like Patrick Mahomes, does the things that Patrick Mahomes could do, but to a lesser degree. If I was starting a franchise now, who am I going to pick? I'm picking Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes, just like this, could change a game. Deshaun Watson, he can change a game. Maybe because I don't watch a lot of Texans games, I haven't seen it, and because of their record, because of all the turmoil that's going on, I don't see it as much as I see Patrick Mahomes. But the thing is, with Deshaun Watson is a smarter player than Patrick Mahomes. Deshaun Watson, what Patrick Mahomes is still doing, Deshaun Watson was doing it his first season and a half. Because remember, he got injured his rookie year, but his first season and a half, he was doing it. And then he stopped. He understood, a check down is nice. Even Mahomes does check downs sometimes, but Mahomes, he wants the 50-yard play. Deshaun Watson, he's looking down the field. He doesn't see nothing. He didn't see DeAndre Hopkins open. He's going to flip it off to Duke Johnson. But I just wanted to add that. That's my 2 cents. Pair Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Pair Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Like I said, hopefully Deshaun Watson, everything's all right. Hopefully he could come make an appearance in this NFL season, because I think it's going to be a great one. Like I said, the Texans have a good chance of sneaking into the playoffs. That's a good team. That's a team that's going to fight hard. So now I'm gonna talk about some more NFL. I'm gonna give you guys some games that you guys must watch this week. This Sunday. But I want to go to college. Yes. I don't talk about college. I don't know that much. I don't know that much about college. Thank you, Nick. Shout out Nick for helping me learn more and more about college football every day. Yes. So I want to talk about, and I talked about it. I believe I talked about it, or maybe I was planning on talking about it. But let's talk about. No, I'm not going to talk about the FBS. I'm talking about the FCS. So, even more unknown. Let's talk about Jackson State University. I love the fact that Deion Sanders has gone to a HBCU, has gone to help out these kids, Black, African American, minorities in a larger scale, minorities out with life, because that is the most important thing that is killing young African Americans. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of us don't know life outside of our environment. So when we get to the life outside of our environment, a lot of us don't know how to adapt to it. A lot of us don't know how to understand and weed it out, maneuver, And it's a lot of things. From even me, I'll say I experienced it, but I've been able, thank you for my parents, that I've been able to navigate it as well as I've been navigating it. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys here that I had encounters with the police and stuff like that. I'm not gonna boast. I'm not gonna make this a sob story, because it's not. But or that stupid thing that a lot of people do. They try to show that they empathize with people, but in all actuality they're bullshitting. I'm not gonna do that. This is not the show. I'm giving you guys the real. But kids, 17, 18, they want to, first of all, by going to college, they want to make it out. A lot of times people don't have the means to make it out. So they're already on step one. Now they're out of their environment. They're in a new place. A lot of African Americans, a lot of minorities. I'm gonna keep saying minorities because we focus on African Americans, but Hispanics are going through the same thing. Other ethnicities are going through the same thing. Man, that's only my eye sheet, man. I'm only on the corner store. A lot of them after the first semester flunk out because they don't adapt to the environment as quickly as possible, or they see how things are different and they want to go back to their environment where they came from because they're more comfortable. The number one advice, the number one lesson that I think as an athlete you learn, whether it's football, basketball, hockey, curling, whatever, you need to be comfortable being uncomfortable. A lot of things in life you are going to get yourself into are going to be uncomfortable situations. You're going to be put into uncomfortable areas, all that stuff. It is important for you to understand and to learn how to navigate through all the uncomfortable moments in life. Because if you don't know how to navigate into all those uncomfortable moments in life, you're going to make irrational decisions. It's very important. How am I tying this all up together? Gerald, you babbling. You're away from your parents. Studies show about 60% of minorities are raised in single parent homes. Most of the parents are females who have to do 3 jobs, but the minimum is 2 jobs or more to provide to make ends meet. Now you're going. It's not the fact that he's because people are going to say to me, "Oh, well, but he's just a football coach." But he's on the college. He's in the college. He's on the campus. Somebody, and I talked about this the last time. Somebody could come up to him and be like, "Hey, Deion, how are you? Is it possible if I could meet up with you?" Deion, I know Deion's not gonna. He's not gonna deny the kid on campus. He might say, "Hey, maybe not now, but if you ever come by and I'm free, I could talk to you. I could help you out." Now, the thing is, you can't be a groupie. Don't be a groupie. Now that's bad. Don't be a groupie because he Deion understands he's a star. Deion understands there's going to be a lot of people that are going to look at him just because he's a star. Understands that his kids are going to be, people are going to gravitate towards the kids because they know they're the sons of a star. But still, to have that, also, I guess to a lesser degree, because I guess a lot of kids nowadays don't know who Eddie George is, but at Middle Tennessee State, you have that with Eddie George. Also, within Jackson State, there are many, I don't know off the top of my head, but there are many former NFL coaches, former NFL players who could give these kids advice day in, day out. It's just the fact that you have someone prominent. Because I feel like if you don't have a prominent figure around you, whether it's big scale, small scale, so it'd be like the everybody hears Chris always talked about this. There was only 3 fathers on the street. So if you know about that, one of them might be highly regarded around the neighborhood. So you're going to go to the highly regarded person because you're going to be like, oh, everybody likes him, so I'm going to try and be like him. So now you're in a place where everybody knows about Deion Sanders. Everybody knows about Deion Sanders. So you're going to be like, okay, let me see what he could teach me. Just having that door is important for those kids and growing up. Because the college years, 18 to 22, is very crucial, I believe. I mean, I believe the whole 12 to 22 is crucial. But I feel like, especially if you're leaving home, you're going away from college, those years are very crucial. It can make or break I don't say make or break, but it could really hinder your life, and then you have to rebuild again. Not only is Deion Sanders important to the kids within the campus, but he's important to the HBCU popularity, the knowledge or the awareness of HBCUs. I know me, when I was looking for my colleges and whatnot, I didn't have HBCU in mind. The only HBCU I heard about was Howard, and I wasn't trying to go to Howard. But now I hear about places like Jackson State, Grambling, Middle Tennessee, Alabama State. I know about those schools. I said in my last episode, I still probably wouldn't have gone to HBCU, but that's just my choice. But the fact that now kids are learning about HBCUs because you have a prominent figure as Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is getting put on national television, ESPN. His games are going on there. He's on Barstool Sports. He's doing documentaries. He's doing all that stuff. He's very active on social media. You're understanding. You're learning about new HBCUs every single day. Exposure leads to, I don't remember what the saying is, but the exposure that HBCUs are getting now, I believe it's tremendous and it's beneficial. It's not a pity thing. And when I say that, because a lot of times before the whole Deion Sanders thing came on, I'll hear about HBCUs, and HBCUs are never getting respected, this and that. Okay, that's good, and that's okay. I understand that they're not getting respected, but how come every conversation about HBCU has to be about that? When I'm a firm believer in don't dwell on your shortcomings. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but magnify what you have. So okay, you might have a lot of shortcomings, but magnify the good things that you have. So HBCUs, there's not a lot of exposure on HBCUs, but magnify what HBCUs have. Don't only say it's only how, because a lot of people, I guess, during my college process, a lot of people would say only HBCUs they knew about was Howard, Spelman, and Spelman's an all girls school. Howard, Spelman, maybe Hampton, and that probably is because the what's the name of that show on BET? College Hill. I think that's the only reason why I never watched that show, but that's the only reason why people would know about those HBCUs. But the fact that now Deion Sanders has a team, a good team at that, people now are gonna want, me included, want to watch HBCU games. I know 2 years ago, NFL Network tried to put HBCU games on their show, but at the end of the day, nobody knows about HBCUs. Nobody knows about players on HBCUs, so there's not going to get viewership. Same thing like the WNBA, the problem that the WNBA is going through. There's not a lot of star athletes in both conversations, WNBA, HBCU, sports, that people like would spend their time watching. But now you have a former player like Deion Sanders. You want to know Deion Sanders is a good coach. You want to know how his team is gonna act, like how his team is gonna play. Like, are they gonna play the same way Deion Sanders used to play back in the day? Are they gonna act like Deion Sanders the same way he used to play back in the day? Are they gonna do that? So you have intrigue. So then when you start watching, you start saying, "Damn, this team is good. This guy is good. Number 10 on Jackson State is a good player." You gotta talk about the other team too. I was watching them against Louisiana Monroe, the game last week. They were playing Louisiana Monroe University. I just watched, some clips, some highlights. I didn't watch the whole game. But now I'm asking myself, I'm like, I'm saying these questions to myself. What conference is Jackson State in? When are their games gonna be at? What time are their games? I'm doing that now. And then with that, maybe by the end of the season, I might have another team I might look at. I might look at Alabama State. I might look at what's the name of the Florida A&M, something like that. I might have another team, and then after that, might have more interest in it. So me, I'm past my prime. I want to say that I'm past my prime. But me doing that, imagine a kid, because like I said, Deion Sanders, he's very active on social media. He's also on Barstool. Deion Sanders having his aura, a kid that's 14, 15, 16 years old, about to get ready to go to college, he's probably having the same mindset as me. Hey, when does Jackson State play? Oh, watching the game. Oh, this team right here, Delaware State University, this is pretty good. Let me look at them. Let me search them up. Ah, this is what they have. This is what they offer. They offer this major. They offer this. I'm trying to get into that. And then the snowball effect happens. And then you get more applications than what you could do with it. And like, it's awesome. And the thing is, it's not from pity. That's the number one thing I hate about when people talk about minorities, African Americans. We always put ourselves in a pity conversation. That's what I hate. Like, I understand life is not glamorized. First of all, you shouldn't be looking at your life, comparing your life to this person's life. Understand what you have. You understand your history, but understand what you have now. And what Deion Sanders himself is doing. I don't want to say himself, because there's other people out there that are doing it. The players have to be good anyway too. The game I was watching, Jackson State against Louisiana Monroe, that was a good game. Those players are good. So the talent has to be there as well. But I'm saying him because he's the prominent figure. He's the guy. But him being there, being in the HBCU conversation, and he's not doing it in a sense of pity. Like, it's not like yeah, man, we don't get no type of show. We don't get no type of play. We need help, guys. We need help. No, it's okay. We got this. If you want to watch it, come watch it. But I know you like me, so you are going to come watch it. And then eventually, like, he knows the competition is good, so we're going to get interested in it. And like I said, I have nothing but good words to say. I'm trying to watch more HBCU football. Hopefully, ESPN keeps on showcasing them. Not even ESPN. Come on, Fox Sports. You got to get on that. CBS Sports. You guys got to get on that. Because like this, the competition is good. I enjoy HBCU football. I might get into HBCU basketball. We're gonna see how that goes. That's all I have to say. I love what Deion Sanders is doing. I love it. And I love it. Next week they play a game. I don't know against who, but they're playing on ESPN Plus. So you guys have ESPN, the Disney bundle. I know a lot of you guys paid for the Disney bundle. This is not no advertisement. There's not no sponsorship. This is the first and last time I'm saying this because I need to get a check, Disney. But if you guys have the Disney bundle, go next Saturday. I think it's at 8:00. I don't know who I think they might be playing Delaware State. They might be playing I don't know for sure. But go and watch them play. It's a good game. The atmosphere is good as well. Now, let me transition back to the NFL. So, I didn't do a preview, as you guys should know. I didn't do no preview of the NFL this year. So, like I told you guys, I didn't really study the game to now. So, at this present moment, I do not have a favorite. I don't have a team that I'll tell you guys this team is the best team in the NFL. This and that. The Bucs look good. The Rams look good. Like I said, the Chiefs by default are the best team in the AFC at the moment. In my eyes, they're the best team in the AFC. I see a lot of teams who could get them. Who could get them. But I don't have teams that are far beyond better than everybody else. I have a team that's the worst. That's the Atlanta Falcons. And I'll talk about them a little bit more at the end. But let me talk about two teams who may have came into the NFL season highly overrated. I'm going to talk about the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers. I was about to say San Diego. Shout out San Diego. The Miami Dolphins were a fumble away from going 0-2. The Miami Dolphins lost the game 35-0. Tua got injured. He's not going to play this week. There's a high chance of the Miami Dolphins. Starting off the season 0-3. There would have been a high chance of the Miami Dolphins starting 0-3. I don't think they're going to beat the Raiders this weekend, so they're going to go down to 1-2. But you never know. A John Gruden team, the same thing I was talking about with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, John Harbaugh and the Ravens, after a big high win, they tend to lose games, inexplicable games, games that don't make sense. How did you lose that game? They shouldn't lose this game, but there's a possibility that they might lose this game. Their defense is stout. I'll say that the defense is stout. From what I've seen last week's game, the 35-0 game, it wasn't no air raid from Buffalo. It was a bunch of big behind runs by David Singletary and I believe Zach Moss was playing. Yeah, and Zach Moss. So there's a lot of things. Also they were in the red zone. They were in the opponent's territory about 4 times. Turnovers and turnover on downs happened. So the game could have been a lot closer. And at halftime it was 14-0 for a while up until the big runs from Singletary, Zach Moss, all that stuff. Once again, a fumble away because the Patriots were driving down the field and then Damian Harris fumbled the first game of the season. But we glamored over Tua. It was his rookie season. He understands he's going to have Will Fuller. He had Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, his favorite target, Jalen Waddle. They have a good running back in Myles Gaskins. The defense is stout. They have Xavier Howard, Byron Jones. The defense is there. The team is there. Brian Flores is looking like he's the next Bill Belichick. But maybe that team isn't there yet. Maybe that team isn't there yet. Maybe when Tua does come back, he has his sophomore slump. That's another thing I don't understand with y'all. Why can't quarterbacks have sophomore slumps anymore? Why can't quarterbacks progress? Why does it have to be a year? Year 2, you gotta get it. Year 1, you haven't seen all the defenses yet, but year 2, you gotta get it. What, you guys just do that just to get some ratings or something? Like, that does not make no sense to me at all. Regardless, because the other team I'm gonna talk about has a second-year quarterback. I'm not high on the Miami Dolphins in terms of, I believe the Patriots are the best team in the AFC East. The Bills are the second best team in the AFC East. And then it's the Dolphins. So basically, I believe the Bills are making the I know the Bills are making the playoffs. The Patriots make the playoffs based on Mac Jones. Which you never know. He might be good and well, and then there's some games where he starts falling flat. But like I said, right now I believe the Patriots are the best team in the AFC East. So then now the Dolphins are going to have to make sure that they win their outside AFC games. They have to make sure they win their AFC East games to try and squeeze in a division win. But they have to make sure they beat teams like the Colts, the Raiders. That's why this game tomorrow on Sunday, 4:05, is a big game. Because that might be a wild card seeding matchup down the road. But maybe we gave them their flowers too early. Another team we gave their flowers too early, and I know we gave them their flowers too early, are the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers 2 games against a overrated Washington football team defense. I'll say that right now. The Washington football defense is overrated. And then against a Cowboys team who were without 7 defensive starters. I feel like people don't understand that. I understand what Justin Herbert is. But too many penalties. You have a first-year head coach, defensive coach, by the way, in what's his name, Joe Staley? Or Brandon Staley? Whatever. Next episode, I'll get your name right, Brandon Staley. It has to be Brandon Staley. Even I overrated them because I thought that defense, because of what he did in LA against the Rams, with the Rams last year, I thought it was immaculate. So I thought he was going to do the same thing with the Chargers. The Chargers let go of Melvin Ingram. I did not know that. So that the dynamic of Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram, I was thinking about that's not happening. However, the Chargers, there is hope for the Chargers because the Chargers they have Justin Herbert. You see the flashes on offense. The one thing I see, the way the running game is going to need some work. I think they should get a Todd Gurley. Shout out Todd Gurley. I think they should get a Todd Gurley. Maybe if Le'Veon Bell doesn't work out maybe if Le'Veon Bell does not work out in Baltimore, get him because they need a big body back. And I feel like everybody should have known this by now. Austin Eckler is not going to be a guy that touches the ball 300 times going in between the tackles. And the running game is what preserves your quarterback and what helps you win those gritty games like they had last week against the Cowboys. So time is going to tell, but after week 2, I would say the 2 most overrated teams in the NFL right now are the Chargers and the Dolphins. Yeah, that's basically it. Now, I'm just going to focus on the camera. So my last topic of the day. Last Thursday, I went to Dave & Buster's to watch the New York Giants going up against the Washington football team. I saw play after play the Washington football team get life because the Giants did not know how to finish a game, basically. How to finish it, how to step and squeeze on these kids' throats. That's what I saw. I saw a team week one, a defense week one. I'm talking about overrated. A defense week one that looked overrated. Let check down Teddy, carve him up for I believe it was like 270 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. Let that bum Melvin Gordon go for over 100 yards, 101 to be exact. Are the Giants a playoff team? Hell yeah, they are. Don't at me. They are a playoff team. Will the Giants make the playoffs? I don't know. I really don't know. I will be at the game this weekend against the Atlanta Falcons, 1 o'clock. My idol, my role model, Eli Manning, will get his jersey retired. I'm going to get there early so I can get the bobblehead. Hopefully I can get into some tailgating, meet some fans. I should vlog it for you guys, but right now, this is important. We should get a W. We're going against the worst team in the NFL, the Atlanta Falcons, a team that wants to show people that they can run the ball, but at the red zone, they don't know how to put the ball in the end zone. They have a big-ass running back, Mike Davis, made me waste a fantasy football draft pick on him. I'm not talking about the Giants team. I just want to let you guys know in the world, Daniel Jones slander, especially towards me, will not be tolerated no more. Daniel Jones is an awesome quarterback. Daniel Jones can win us a Super Bowl. Daniel Jones, the pieces are there now. Daniel Jones just needs the confidence. Daniel Jones played a magnificent game week 2. He played a good game week 1. He's been progressing every year. People want to talk about he has turnover problems. Okay, he fumbles the ball a little bit. He hasn't had a turnover besides the fumble. He hasn't had a turnover since November. December because freaking Evan Ingram didn't know how to catch the ball. I hope now he sat on his couch. He was catching balls on the jug machine. But Daniel Jones' slander will not be tolerated no more. Daniel Jones is my quarterback. I'm gonna rock with Daniel Jones. We're fine on quarterbacks. There's no need to look for another quarterback unless Daniel Jones somehow these next 13 games becomes a Nathan Peterman, which I doubt. Daniel Jones is our guy. The real number 8. I started up the show with Lamar Jackson, number 8 on the Baltimore Ravens. The real number 8 is wearing blue. He plays in MetLife Stadium. Should have had 130 yards rushing on the vaunted Washington football defense. Yeah, there's some growing pains. First of all, Jason Garrett, I don't want to say you need to get fired yet. I'm not going to say that yet. But that comment that you had about Kadarius Toney, that the only time he's going to be on the field is when we're going to use him exactly, is freaking retarded. Sorry. I'm going to cut that out, YouTube. Don't flag me for that. Yeah, it's the R word. I hope he needs to get some playing time because he's a game changer, especially if you have Saquon Barkley in the backfield and you use him in a motion, use him like the way the Chiefs use Tyreek Hill. That's gonna be dangerous. That's gonna be scary. You have Kenny Galladay. He's been dropping a little bit of passes, man, but it's just timing. He was injured, man. He had a hamstring thing. During training camp. Sterling Shepard's still that guy, still that dog. Darius Slayton, my bad. Darius Slayton, he's still a good number 2 receiver for me. But Daniel and the offensive line, even with the injuries, man, I appreciate what the offensive line is doing. Even with the injuries, the offensive line is not bad. They're not the best. They're not the Great Wall of Dallas, but they're not bad. That's all. That's all we need. That's what Eli needed. He needed an offensive line that's not bad. That offensive line is decent. See, I can use that word, man. Decent. But Daniel Jones slander will not be tolerated. I will be there Sunday. I'm probably going to get there 10 a.m. I'm going to be tailgating. But any Daniel Jones slander that I hear about will be met. I'm about to smoke with Daniel Jones. I ride for my quarterback. Man. It's my quarterback, man. It's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. I had to get that off my chest, man. He's Daniel Jones. The slander. It's ridiculous. It's because of the media propaganda. Daniel Jones is a good quarterback, man. So people like Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, all you guys, stop it. Watch a game or two sometimes, man. He's a good quarterback. Don't look at the highlights, because I know you guys are looking at highlights. All right. And with that being said, so I might do a vlog. My first ever vlog. I don't even know how that thing is gonna work. With my next episode of my experience at Eli Manning's jersey retirement day. Maybe I do it, maybe I don't. I don't know. I really don't care. We're gonna see. But Daniel Jones is my quarterback. The Giants will win today again, tomorrow, so whenever you're watching this, Sunday, against the Atlanta Falcons. Some other games to watch this weekend. If you're not out going to see your favorite team play, or I guess you're taking a girl out to do something, watch the Bucks and the Rams. Good game. Maybe a preview of the NFC Championship game. Maybe. Go watch the Browns versus the Bears. Justin Fields' first start. I'm starting my guy, Justin Fields, on fantasy. Hopefully he goes for 30. And the third game I'm going to watch. So I was supposed to do an episode last week. I didn't do it. I had the Broncos versus the Jaguars, and the sports line was Denver by -6. I think they covered that. I said give me the Jaguars by -3. I'm trying to do the sports betting thing. Shout out New York for not allowing us to bet. That was a joke, obviously. New York needs to allow us to bet. Give me the Jets +5. I have the Jets. The Jets are gonna lose. I say by a field goal. Lock that, baby. Did I miss anything else? So, like I said, I already previewed next episode. I'm gonna put out, and I might put out, if I do a vlog tomorrow, my day at MetLife Stadium. I'm gonna talk about a topic that I should have talked about for like 3 weeks now, but it's gonna come together. You guys are gonna understand. And I have other things coming up. I have an episode for The Cube that's coming up. I just gotta fix it up. Things are coming. I'm back, guys. I'm back. We're moving. We're moving, man. This is Gerald Cadet. This is the corner store. I'm just trying to start the conversation. Besides the Daniel Jones slander, I'm not tolerating that. Any Daniel Jones slander, come see me. Alright? Come see me. Same thing with Eli. Come see me. Alright? If you want to talk Eli, I got every defense for Eli out the book that you guys can't overcome. Alright? I'm gonna let y'all know that. Anyways, I'm just trying to start the conversation. How pivotal was Lamar Jackson's win against Patrick Mahomes? Was his win to Patrick Mahomes for his career? That's his career. Do people see that could happen again? How do you guys feel about Deion Sanders, Jackson State, HBCUs HBCUs are on the rise. And what teams after 2 weeks, the first month of the season, do you guys think are overrated? Is Gerald Cadet? Is the corner store? Shout out Shaq Queso. Cue to Shaq. Cue to work. We out.
Work. You know the mans they work. So please, boy, don't get hurt. You know I work. All I do is work. I got it out the